Welcome everybody to the Daily High this Tuesday morning, Tuesday night in Australia. Nice to see you, Tone. How are you, mate?
Good, good. It doesn't actually feel like Tuesday because Bitcoin was up so much over the weekend. I really thought today was like Thursday. Did you?
Well, Monday was a public holiday in some states in Australia, particularly where I was living. So it felt like a long weekend, and today sort of felt like Monday. But no, I just asked Tone before we went live, what bloody day is it today? It doesn't feel like anything, and the market didn't move much today. So we'll go into it. I think it's priming. It's priming itself, coiling up like a cobra, ready to strike another leg higher. What do you reckon?
Let's go take a look at the charts. I'm not sure actually. This morning I haven't looked at the charts at all. I just saw that the price hasn't moved, so I have no idea what it did while I was asleep. So why don't you go first, and that will give
All
me a
right.
few minutes to like think about the charts.
To be honest, I've had a really busy day today and I didn't really look at the charts either. So might be the first time for a little while I've looked at them. But yeah, look, we'll start on the daily time frame. I really like where we are. Coming off that daily green star candle, I feel like this is coiling up. It with the fact that we're so far above the 7 exponential moving average, you'll notice that the 7 exponential moving average, it's my favorite moving average. That for me is the medium price. So it always comes and retracts. It's always up and down. It always floats around that price. It has to, in fact. But we are fully extended past it right now. So it wouldn't surprise me not whatsoever to come back down to that 69, 200 mark and sort of get near it again, above and below. But if we can continue this pump a little bit higher in this next another leg up here, you have to imagine that it's going to at one time very soon come back down to the 7 exponential moving average. It always has to. It has to. It has to. It has to. I'll just put it on auto for a second. It's never too far away from the 7 moving average. The price was always floating around that. That's an old Tyler Jenks trick that I picked up and I built it into alphanumerics way back when. So the further we get above it, the more likely we are to come back down and test it. But I do really like that on the
Oh
daily
yeah.
time frame.
Hey
We are where
Matt,
we are.
well,
Yeah,
before you
mate.
switch time frames, if you
Yeah.
go back to not the prior MRI top, no,
Oh,
leave the
sorry.
chart where it was. Leave the chart where it
Right
was. Leave the
here.
chart. Right there. That's how I would like to see us hit that exponential moving average. I would like to see like if the
Yep.
current candle is similar to that red candle, that little
Yep.
red candle, if you go two left,
Yep.
two to the left, nope, to the left, that's to the right.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Sorry, mate. Yep.
Yep, right there. If today's candle looks like that, and then it follows exactly the same into another 1 hour MRI top, and then consolidates into that average, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, and even like this candle here, you could probably say is similar to this candle here.
Oh,
Give
no,
it
no,
and
no.
that.
I'm going one before that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yesterday's
yeah, yeah.
candle is
Yep.
that candle, exactly.
Right. Well, either way, it's the same. It's the same principle, whether it's this or this. It's that time for it to breathe before it can really coil up. So I mean, it's a great sign of strength for me that we haven't had that correction back down, that it has been brought up, but it will at one stage either catch up or by going sideways for a while, like it has right here, or it'll drop back down and quickly touch it, like it did right here, or we'll kick on and then we'll do it. But it's coming, right? It always it has to happen, right? So 12-hour time frame, it's very much the same. I really liked how we got the MRI top here on the 9. We had a 1 to 4 candle correction. We're in the middle of a 1 to 4 candle correction. This doesn't have to go very far to get you a green star candle on the 12-hour time frame. It doesn't have to go far at all. Like $100. I think when we started the show, it was already at a green star candle. So it on the 12-hour time frame, it wants to go higher. But we'll have to go down the time frames to see what's really happening because the market today didn't do anything. So 4-hour time frame, what are we looking like? Okay, cool. We've just opened. Oh yeah, we've gotten to another MRI top. So this is really quite good. I could definitely see us coming back down to touch on the 30. On the 4-hour time frame, I love the 30. Like I love the 7 on the daily and the weekly. We could definitely come back down and retest the breakout point from back here, but this will be the make or break. This 4-hour candle here that we've just sort of started. It'd be very interesting to see if we get that green star candle to get a correction back down, or if we can kick off and continue the trend upwards. But this is an extension C. Tone, I'd really like to hear your thoughts on the extension C on the 4 hour time frame. What do you think about that? Are we overcooked here? Are we due for a good correction, or do you think we've got more upside on the 4 hour here?
So I think we have more upside in a 4 hour here, even though it's not the extension C that is catching my attention as much as the MRI top on the current 4 hour candle is catching my attention even more. And as you can see, we had a prior extension C just like 7 candles earlier on that big boy candle. So we are clearing out the extension Cs that are coming from the prior two MRI tops. Now, because the current MRI top and extension C are happening in consolidation of the price, I am less inclined to think that there's going to be a pullback. If you look at the prior 3 MRI tops before that one,
Wow.
yep, that one right there, that one right there, and that one right there, you can see how those I would have been a lot more bearish on because they're happening on a swing high, not in the fifth candle of consolidation.
Yep.
I
Totally agree.
I'm actually
I like that.
surprised. I'm actually really surprised there's been that many 4 hour candles at 72. It feels like we just hit 72 like 8 hours ago, right? I had no idea that we hit 72 like 8 4 hour candles ago. I really thought it was like just 2 4 hour candles ago.
No, we've been very, very stagnant here, but in a good way stagnant. It didn't come up to 42 and a half, near
Right,
43 and
but I'm
then
just saying it
crash,
doesn't feel like it. It feels like we just hit 72 an hour ago, right? Like I'm still excited that we're at 72. And I had no idea until you pulled up the 4 hour chart that we've been consolidating at 72 this long. So because we've been consolidating at 72 this long on a 4 hour chart, it looks nothing like the MRI top of say 2 ago, right? Like that. It looks nothing like the MRI top on March 5th on a 4 hour chart. So because of that, I remain bullish here and one more pop. But if the next 4 hour MRI top looks like the one on March 4th and 5th, then yeah, I'd be a big seller because that means we're popping to say 76, 78.
Yep. Yeah. Spot on, mate. Spot on. Perfect. All right. So we'll go to the 1 hour time frame and have a gander, see what's happening. This is cool. It's really I love this that it stayed in this zone and hasn't had a massive like the volatility that we had when we got to that near the 70,000 mark that we kept having these great, well, they're not great, but relative great bit of 5% drawdowns, 15% drawdowns, crash, crash, crash. This is really, really cool that it's just staying in that zone and coiling up for another run higher. There's every chance that it will come back lower because you saw on the daily time frame how far we were above the 7x simple moving average, but it doesn't have to, and I don't think that it will either. I'm still in my position from 46,996 and happy to be so for the moment. I've got nothing else on today's show. We went through a great weekly show last week. I'll just quickly go to the 3 day time frame to see how we're looking there. Great, absolutely great. But it is the same. It's the same principle that we are very extended above at least the 7 simple moving average here, which again we always respect. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to retest it at some point. But at this stage in the song, I am still looking for further upside, to be honest. I think this is that blowy off top zone. I would love to get us into that box that you'll talk about on the weekly time frame before any kind of serious correction. That's all I've got, mate. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
All
Oh,
right, let's
just
go to
just
the
what
chart.
just but before you go into it, we've got a big announcement coming later in this week. I finally built out the back tester for Bangbox, and it's been better than I even thought it was going to be. So while we're still waiting for the bot to come, we're actually going to be really promoting our Discord group, which is very, very, very active, and anyone's welcome to join as long as you use the affiliate links and the links below. But I'll make an official announcement tomorrow when we get it all programmed. But we'll be having the Bangbox signals sent to your device. Bang, 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 bang. We'll have its own channel for the bang box signals, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I wasn't supposed to talk about it today, but so many people have been asking me, and I'll make some official announcements later in this week. It's sensational. Use the links in the description, the 2-bit links in the description, and you can get free access to a great Discord group, great community. All right. Thanks, Tone.
All right. Let's I like looking at the weekly chart just to make sure everything is, official and moving like I expect. Everything is in line to get the price into this box before the halving. My lower estimate is around 78,000. My upper estimate is about 90, well, looks like about 94,000. So I believe we will be somewhere in that range before the halving, and then very likely a pullback from that range. But as always, we reevaluate. Okay. Like right here, looking at the prior two MRI tops. The prior MRI top was a second consecutive MRI top, which means it has a higher probability of a reversal than the first MRI top if you get two in a row. And that second one was a monster reversal candle. The candle itself was a big drop. It came in line with the ETF launch, just coincidence, I guess. And even though it didn't take us to monster drops, if you do measure the drop from the top of that candle,
Significant.
right, to the bottom of the candle two later, that's a 23% drop. It was a very difficult drop to profit on. I was able to get out at the top, but not because of the MRI. The MRI, like, you don't know where in the candle you want to get out. Normally, if this wasn't ETF launch week, this is the week of January 8th. If this wasn't an ETF launch week, it's very possible I'm getting out or potentially shorting on the bottom end of that candle, in which case my short trade probably made me nothing because I'm not taking profit on the short trade, and it's probably hitting my stop loss on the way back because generally I'm expecting a slightly bigger correction from the looks perspective. But I was able to get out near the top thanks to the ETFs and timing, exiting right before the ETFs launched, which happened to be at the top. Now, the prior candle MRI top is the kind of MRI top that I tend to take profit on and look for potential downside. However, if I take profit on this candle, I don't trade the following candle, which is November 13, and the candle on November 20th is a doji candle, but it's a green star doji candle followed by strength. So this situation allows me, it basically informs me that, look, the MRI did not reverse the market. Yes, you took profit. If you had shorted the MRI top, then it's time to cut the loss on the losing trade, and it's time to get back into a bullish trade because clearly the market wants to go higher. And right now, we are on pace to making a perfect MRI top for a reversal. Now, we still have 3 more weeks to go besides current week in order to get to that top. So we could consolidate from here, or we can rally to the upside. I think we're going to be rallying to the upside. But for now, I am 100% long in my trading account, and there's no reason to really worry yet. The daily chart is on extension B, something to pay attention to. If we start getting significant weakness today, it could be a sign that we've topped. Extension B's occasionally top the markets, but considering how strong the weekly chart is, and considering we're smack in the middle of another MRI count, I'm actually going to remain bullish here on the daily as well. My target for the daily is the bottom end of that box being 78,500, which also happens to be the breakout line. And that also happens to be the inflation adjusted all-time high. And with about 5 more days to go before the next MRI top, it makes me confident that we have a high probability chance of getting to 78,000. I'm also very, very happy that the MRI count has been broken. On March 8th, we got a price flip with a red 1 candle. And then we price flipped again. So had March 8th closed $50 higher, we would have continued into a second consecutive MRI top, which means today would have been the seventh candle of the daily MRI. And hence, I would have been a lot closer to saying we might be near a top than we are right now. What's up, Matt?
Yeah, I just want to point out if you go back and watch the show we did, I think it was Friday, you spoke about this exactly, that you wanted the MRI count to be broken, followed by that exactly as it played out. It was brilliant. I was I regretted that at the time I didn't mention it in the show because I was looking at that as well, and it was just a fantastic call. The other thing I just wanted to jump in to say that if inflation just adjusted high that you've got it marked in there as well. I feel that's a magnet for the price right now. I think that that is exactly where we'll get, and it's sneaky because if you didn't put that in there, um, I think a lot of people wouldn't have been aware of it. I hadn't looked at it on the US price charts, but I was aware of it on the Australian price charts from a great tweet that somebody did. So I was aware that it wasn't the all-time high that you think it is. So I think that will be something to take note of, and I can't wait to talk about it when we get near there.
Yeah, here's that 4-hour chart. Here's that extension C. We're already closing closer. I'm curious if there is another extension C happening right now, if there's another extension C count moving. So what I do for that is I show the extension details. I can show them all. And I will see under these numbers, the extension numbers. So you can see at the moment on a 4-hour chart, there are no more extensions happening. There's no more extension A, B, and C. So the last, no, there's got to be an extension A. Right, we had an A12, and we had a B7. Okay, so if this candle goes higher, like the moment this candle goes above the prior candle's swing high, and maybe I don't know if we'll see that in the next 15 minutes, but you can see how the A count is one more swing high away from completing, and extension B is on a 7, but extension C has already completed, and we only have one extension C. When there's multiple extension Cs, there is like a C10, comma 1. The comma 1 means there is a second extension C happening. So there's two at the same time. Here is extension C13, comma 1. There's one more in the background. And the next candle, you see extension A on a 9, B on a 6, and C on a 9. That means that there's only one set of each. Following candle, we have A10, B7, C10. And right now, we completed the C. The moment we print a new high, we'll complete the A, and there's still a B in the background. But because of this massive consolidation, I remain pretty bullish here on the 4-hour chart, even with a 4-hour MRI buy, because the daily is in the middle of the count, the weekly is in the middle of the count, and I really need the 4-hour MRI top to prove to me that it's reversing us. And right now, it's not. It's even a green candle. The 1-hour chart is not that different, and it's slowly pulling back a little bit on the 1-hour. I think this trend line is about to break this morning, and we go higher. People have been asking about the CPI numbers that came out this morning, right before we did the show. 8:30 in the morning, CPI numbers were released. The CPI numbers were completely in line with expectations. So nothing's changed. I'm pretty sure the S&P 500 has not really done much. I can look at it on a 5-minute chart on the S&P, and I can see what happened here. Here is the 8:30. The CPI numbers come out. The bots immediately start going wild because the numbers are in line. They don't know what to think. First they sell, then they buy. It rises into 845 on a 5-minute scale. Happens to be an MRI top. That was just random. I try not to focus on the MRI too much on small time frames on the S&P. I really like the daily. I don't like anything intraday. The 5-minute, 10-minute, they did top with the MRI here. It's pulling back. Everything's in line. Like the government would like lower inflation numbers, but they can't do it. I think the government is already, the current administration is already fudging the numbers to be as low as possible. Because if the unemployment numbers are high, Jerome Powell keeps the rate high. And the government wants the interest rate by the Fed to be as low as possible. So they would love to bring the inflation numbers down, but 3.2% is as low as they can fudge them. Because if the government starts announcing that the inflation rate is back to 1.5%, everyone is gonna, know that they're lying, and it will be like, back in the Soviet Russia, basically, where they just make up statistics. So this is as low as the government can push the inflation. It's in line with expectation, and nothing's gonna change from Fed's perspective, in my view. Gold continues to sit at an all-time high. Very nice. I remain bullish on gold, maybe a little pullback. And the S&P, look, MRI top marked the closing high on a weekly scale. 1 to 4 candle correction. We are working on correction week number 2. We have potentially 2 more weeks of correcting. And then you reevaluate the move. If the 5th candle starts to fall as well, now you know that you have a high probability of going all the way down into an MRI buy opportunity. The 5th candle does tend to reverse the price every now and then. This is why if I am going to short off an MRI top, I'm not going to short the 5th candle. I'm going to short either the MRI top candle itself, or the candle after, or the candle after that. Like, I want to be in the short trade long before we get to the 5th, pullback candle. And right now we're only on the 2nd pullback candle, and the count is probably still positive. Okay, like if I put the count on. So S&P is still bullish, but going through a pullback, which is totally fine. The daily S&P today, well, do have to wait till market open. All right, there we go. And that's about it. Very disappointed in Bitfarms. I cut my trade in Bitfarms yesterday. It was a break-even trade, disappointing. It was small compared to my entire portfolio. Took a swing at it. Wish I took a swing at CleanSpark. It was 50-50, which one I was going to do. That would have made good money. Or MicroStrategy. That would have been the best option as a Bitcoin proxy. I took profit up here, which was great. I almost didn't on half the trade, and the other half the trade, I had to cut it yesterday. I'm just tired of this thing not performing like I want, and I put the all of that the exit, which wasn't even that much, back into the Bitcoin ETF because I trust the Bitcoin ETFs more. It has the lowest volatility out of all the other Bitcoin price proxies. All right, that's pretty much it for me.
Awesome. Yep, that's great, mate. That's great. All right, guys, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Please take advantage of joining the Discord group. All you need, it's free for everybody. There's going to be some great signals in there as well. Very regular signals, but it's not set up yet. We'll probably have it active tomorrow or the day after, and I'll do a formal presentation to you once it's done. Please share it with your friends, this video. It's great. Please use the affiliate links in the description below, and we'll see you tomorrow. I lost track of time there at the end, but see you tomorrow.
Yep, I see people ask me which Bitcoin ETF, and I am using Fidelity. But if BlackRock continues to be so much more liquid with so much more Bitcoin backing it, I may eventually have to switch from Fidelity to BlackRock. But right now, Fidelity is strong enough. So I am using the Fidelity ETF as my Bitcoin proxy because they've just been a good company for Bitcoin.
There can only be one in the end. So big psyched. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Good luck, Bitcoin. Go for it.